morning, students. In today's video, we are going to cover this topic. Just a second. Yes, topic sedimentary rocks. Okay, so we have seen that different types of rocks are found on the Earth's crust. Today, it is the sedimentary rock. So basically, it will be interesting for you to know that nearly 70% of landmass of the planet Earth is covered under thin layers of sediments or debris. Means 70% of the landmass of the planet Earth is covered under sediments or debris. Okay. Such huge piles of sediments eventually get settled on the beds of major and minor water bodies like oceans and seas, lakes and rivers. So what happens is these huge piles of sediments eventually means slowly they settle down under the water bodies. Okay, and with the passage of time, rock materials become compacted over millions of years, and thereafter erosion takes place and material is carried together with older rocks by agents of erosion such as water, ice, wind or wave, etc. So what happens is these sediments debris they are settled in the water bodies, and with the agents of erosion, okay, they get what happens is with passage of time means these sediments settle down inside the water bodies like oceans and all. So this is mug means this mug is representing your ocean, suppose, let's say. And sediments that yes settle down after some time. Rock materials, these materials get compacted means they come closer, and then thereafter erosion takes place, and then erosion takes place and material is carried together with older rocks by agents of erosion carry these, okay, carried these and under the influence of gravity. So let me summarize this that these sediments settle down on the inside the water bodies, and after like some time they compact, these sediments come closer to each other, and then erosion happens by the help of agents of rocks, no, agents of erosions like water, ice, wave, wind, okay, and they take away these sediments somewhere else. Such kind of eroded and transported sediments, debris, material are known as sedimentary rocks. So these transported sediments are called the sedimentary rocks. Okay, so I hope you get uh, get to know about this. What are sedimentary rocks? These transported sediments by the agents of erosion are called the sedimentary rocks. Later on, the materials come to rest and gradually gets compacted, consolidated, and cemented together. In this way, you will notice that sand. So later on, what happens is these sediments they come to rest. They are not always transporting. When they come to rest, they compact, consolidate, and cement it together, and because of that the sand becomes the sedimentary sandstone rock, Let me erase this all. So this compacted form, because of this compaction and the consolidation and the cementation, the sand become sedimentary sandstone rock, and the clay becomes sedimentary shale rock. Okay, because of these compaction, the particles of the sand come together and form the sedimentary sandstone rock. Sorry. So although sedimentary rocks cover extensive areas but account only 8% of the total areas of the Earth's surface. So sedimentary rocks cover only 8% of the total area of Earth's surface. Sedimentary rocks exist as layers of different rock beds. These are further separated by bedding planes. It is interesting to know that sedimentary rocks are very important source of coal, natural oil, drinking water and ores. Such type of natural resources play an important role in the spatial and economic activities. Okay, um, so these sedimentary rocks present as layer of rock beds, and they are separated by the bedding planes, and they are important source of coal, natural oil, drinking water, ores, etc. Such type of natural resources play an important role in spatial and economic activities. So rock beds means what happens is like this, these sedimentary rocks or sediments transported from somewhere else here. Okay, and then this transport somewhere else here. So this transportation occurs. Okay, so because of that, uh, several rocks are formed. Okay, by this transportation of sediments. So those are called rock beds, and these rock beds are separated by the bedding planes. Okay, now let's study the. We will cover this later. Let's study the characteristics. Sorry, characteristics of the sedimentary rocks. Sedimentary rocks are secondary formation and they have layers of beds separated by bedding plane. So they are not primary formation, they are called secondary formation, or we can say secondary rocks. Primary rocks, igneous rocks are primary rocks, and igneous rocks made these sedimentary rocks. Okay, so that's why those are parent rock and the primary rocks, igneous rocks, and these sedimentary rocks are the secondary rocks. As we know, they are made by the rock beds. They are made in the form of rock beds separated by bedding planes. They have pore spaces and they are lighter. Of course, lighter because they have pores and in that air is filled. So, because of that, they become lighter. They are source of fossil fuels. They don't have any crystalline structure. Okay. So they are fossil fuels. So what are fossil fuels? Remnants means the you know remains of plants, animals, or their impressions may get converted as fossils. Okay. The plants and animals, they get buried into the soil and mm, buried into the soil, and they go deeper and deeper, and after like millions of years and after a very long time, these the dead remains of plants and animals are converted into fossils. Okay, I hope these characteristics are clear to you all of the sedimentary rocks. Let's talk about place of origin of sedimentary rocks. So sedimentary rocks are the secondary rock. Okay, they are not primary rocks; they are secondary rocks, and originates from the primary igneous rocks. The weathered and eroded materials are transported by air, water, sea, or glaciers. These are the agents of erosion. Such type of material gets deposited in different depositional environment like riverbed, lakes, or sea. So what happens is these sediments, they are transported and get settled down in the environment like riverbed, lakes, oceans. The sediment characteristics vary significantly on the basis of weathering processes, natural agents of erosion, along with transportation. Furthermore, the characteristics also differ on account of the particle size, mixing and sorting of particles, chemical alteration, organic character, cementing compaction, etc. So these all the characteristics of the sedimentary rocks are dependent on various several things. Okay, like particle means the characteristics of these yes depend on various factors like the particle size, mixing, sorting of particles, chemical alteration, organic characters, things like that. So that's why their characteristics like differ a lot. When the parent rocks are up into small pieces, it start accumulating and compacting to form new rocks known as clastic sedimentary rocks. So what about plastic? Just a second. Clastic SR means sedimentary rocks. So clastic sedimentary rocks are formed from breaking down of the parent rock into small pieces. And those particles then accumulate to form these clastic sedimentary rocks. Based on the depositional agency, environment, and grain size, this group of sedimentary rocks can be further classified as conglomerate, sandstone, loess clay, etc. So basically, based on the depositional agency, environment, and the grain size, these clastic sedimentary rocks are further divided into these. Now let's talk about the chemical composition. So rock particles may be chemically altered during the process of chemical weathering and gets deposited to make chemically formed sedimentary rocks. This rock is commonly found in the arid and semi-arid regions of the world. Okay, so what happens is chemically altered means their composition are chemically altered due to the process of chemical weathering, and they get deposited to make chemically formed sedimentary rocks. And these type of chemically altered rocks are found in arid and semi-arid regions. The arid regions are very dry. Semi-arid, you can easily predict. What does this mean? Okay, arid means very extremely dry. Gypsum is the example of these type of rocks that are chemically altered and are found in arid and semi-arid regions. So how they like chemically altered? That means like because of evaporation, some um because of evaporation, some particles are evaporated, but leaving behind some other particles. These type of things happens, and this is what is called the chemically altered thing. You know, like because of the evaporation, sodium remains and the water evaporates. So these type of things which leading to the chemically alteration of the particles. Okay, I will like tell you in upcoming para. Decomposition and disintegration of organic residue sometimes lead to the cementing and compaction of the rock particles to form a type of sedimentary rocks. So decomposition and disintegration, decomposition and disintegration, these of organic residue leads to the cementing and compaction of the rock particles to form a new type of sedimentary rocks. So decomposition happens chemically and disintegration happens physically. Okay, so decomposition happens chemically, disintegration happens physically, like the chemical precipitation of dissolved minerals during evaporation. Okay, coal, dolomite, and limestone are these type of rocks. These type means that are formed by the decomposition and disintegration. Most of the sedimentary rocks originate from the marine, sea, river, or lake environment. Okay, they can be grouped into aqueous sedimentary rocks, lowest sedimentary rocks. Okay, originate mainly due to the just a second. So the sedimentary rocks that are originate from the marine or sea, river, these are called aqueous sedimentary rocks, and the aqueous sedimentary rocks, as the name suggests, they are something somewhat related to the water. So these are the rocks that originate from the sea, river, lake environment, etc. Lows, whatever, I don't know how to pronounce it correctly, but let's call it lows. Low sedimentary rocks originate mainly due to the aeoline process. Aeoline means relating to the wind. So these are called aeoline sedimentary rocks. Let me write down the spelling for you. Loess sedimentary rocks. These are called aeoline. Aeolian means relating to the wind. Okay, another type like till and moraine. Types of sedimentary rocks originate mainly due to the glacial process. So these type of rocks, till and moraine, these are originate due to glacial processes. Okay, they can be grouped into glacial sedimentary rocks. So far we have covered so many things on the based on chemical composition topic. This is the subtopic. This is the subtopic of the sedimentary rocks, in which we talk about like chemically altered minerals, means rock particles that may be chemically altered. Okay, and gypsum and decomposition, disintegration. Some rocks are made by these processes. Those are coal, dolomite, limestone, and the chemically altered means some rocks are formed by the chemical alteration, and the example of this is gypsum. And then we have some of the rocks, sedimentary rocks that originate from the water bodies are called the aqueous sedimentary rocks. That some uh, rocks that originate by the aeoline process, or we can say wind processes, those are called aeoline sedimentary rocks. Till and moraine, these sedimentary rocks originate mainly due to the glacial processes. So we have covered these many things. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.